And welcome to Remember When, the show that literally asks you, remember when? Remember when shows were good or different than what we have now? Because, who am I to decide if anything's good, right? Anyway, today I am going to be looking at He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. But I'm not going to be talking about He-Man as a whole. No, 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 no. I'm actually going to be doing what some people might find, I don't know, blasphemous? Is that the word? We're going to be talking about the similarities between He-Man and another show that came out decidedly somewhere around 20 years before that called Mightor. Now, granted, as this is going to be just a little bit of a comparison video, this is going to be decidedly shorter than my other episodes of Remember When, so it's not going to be 10 minutes long. This is going to be shorter, perhaps maybe 5. But anyway, I digress. As you can see, there are plenty of differences given that the shows are about 20 years apart, and plenty of similarities. Both deal with half-naked superheroes, muscle-bound men to be precise. Both have pets that they both transform into more powerful versions of themselves, and both use powerful weapons to do said transformations. Whereas My Tour takes place in a more prehistoric timeline, He-Man takes place in a bit of a more modern era, thus Mightor using a club and He-Man using a sword. Now, I think it's worth mentioning that He-Man had his typical rogues gallery of villains, whereas Mightor didn't seem to have any. If I recall correctly on that show, it was your typical villain of the day or villain of the week sort of thing, where he would fight rogue monsters, dinosaurs, or even other cavemen, whereas He-Man had to deal with lots of different villains, including Skeletor, Beastman, Trapjaw, just to name a few. Now, one of the major comparisons I definitely want to talk about for a second here is their voices, which I'm not going to play here because I don't want to, get sued or nothing. But anyway, both of them, when they transform into their more powerful states, have booming voices. If you guys recall, He-Man had a very manly voice and it echoed a lot. And when Tor becomes My Tor, you can literally hear the echo as if someone had a megaphone to his mouth whenever he talked. So that begs the question, did He-Man, forgive me for saying this now, did He-Man rip off Mightor? That is a question I will pose to you, the fans. And I just want to know what you guys think. Of all the different similarities between both He-Man and Mightor, when you think about how similar they are and yet how different. Muscle-bound heroes, check. Use weapons to transform, check. Have animals that they transform with them, check. Have booming voices, check. You know, is it possible that Hanna-Barbera had a major influence on He-Man? Gotta wonder about that. Did Hanna-Barbera heavily influence Filmation? That's a question I will leave you all to answer. But for now, I do have to go as I do not have much time. As I said, this was a shorter episode. But I'd like to know what you think in the comments. So please post down below, tell me what you think, and I will do my best to answer each and every question. Ciao!